Welcome to the top 10 high-tech dropshipping products 2025 sports edition. So kicking things off, we have number one, which is going to be field paint stripping machines. In terms of these products, they sell anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. The demand for these have around 1,000 searches a month. And just because the demand is only 1,000 does not mean that you cannot sell these or you can't make a decent amount of revenue from this from these products. Seasonality, these are not seasonal. And you can pair these up. These are usually used for like sports, let's just say baseball, most likely. That's what it's going to be used for, or maybe even football. Depends on the sport, maybe even soccer as well. Number two is going to be portable pitching mount. So you can see the picture on the top right-hand side. These sell for $1,000 to $3,500. They have 2.4 thousand searches a month, and the seasonality of these are semi-seasonal. They peak around April/May of each year, but these are additional products that you could sell on a baseball or softball type store. Product number three is going to be a pretty popular one, which is going to be golf simulators. So you can see the picture right here on the top right hand side. These are what golf simulators are. They're pretty massive. You need a huge room, or you could put it in your garage. Most of the times when people are buying these, they have like a dedicated room. Usually they're indoors. So golf simulators, they have 50,000 searches a month, but they are also like growing month over month and year over year. In terms of the price of these sell from $4,000 all the way up to $20,000, even more. And in terms of seasonality, they are semi-seasonal. They do peak around December because these are usually giftable products for rich people that want to buy these golf simulators and they want to golf in the winter season. Up next, we have these baseball, or these could be basketball. Also depends on the product, but these are specifically baseball scoreboards. So these range from 1.5 thousand to up to $6,000. The demand for these they're 2,700 searches a month, and you can see based on the graph right here, they are kind of seasonal. They peak around the April season, basically when baseball season starts. Product number five is going to be basketball backboards. So I actually expected these to have a little bit more demand, but the thing with Ahrefs is this is like the total. This is a demand for just the backboards. You have the actual, the posts where the basketball hoop is on. So I don't know the exact term for those because not like basketball players or anything like that. But that is another additional product that you could sell on your sports store. So these range from $1,000 to $2,000. They have 5.3 thousand searches a month, and they are not seasonal. Number six is going to be baseball batting cages. These only have 600 searches a month, but that's completely okay because there's hardly anybody really selling these. So even if there's only 600, you might make a couple of sales here and there just by having these on your store. So these are seasonal. Again, same thing with the baseball products. They peak around the April season, and they sell for 6,000 to 8,000. So just because there's only 600 searches does not mean that, out of the 600 or even more than that, most likely, even if a couple buy, each sale is worth 6,000 minimum. Number seven is going to be baseball pitching machines. These are pretty popular. I see these a lot more in person, and I expect these to have like more demand. I feel like sports as a general industry, depending on the sport, like maybe like baseball, they're probably trending backwards. Like less people are going to be playing those sports over time, just because of how I see things going is like more people are going to be lazy. Robots, AI, all this stuff is coming in. People just don't even want to leave their couch. So that's just my prediction, at least. So the prices of these range from 1,000 to 5,000. They have 3.7 thousand searches a month, and they are semi-seasonal. Again, they peak around April/May. Same thing with all their baseball products. Number eight is going to be basketball hoops. This is like the whole thing, not just the backboard, the whole hoop. So these range from 2,000 to 5,000 or even more, depending on the model and the brand. And these have 74,000 searches. They're not very seasonal because these are mainly used indoors, so it doesn't really matter when people buy these. People are going to most likely be. I mean, there are definitely basketball hoops outdoors, but it's mostly more popular indoors as like the more professional sport. Number 9 is going to be indoor bleachers. These have 18,000 searches a month. They're like steady as a line, basically. These are not seasonal at all. 18,000 searches. These sell for 2,500 to 4,000, and people or businesses or schools or of any sort that are buying these are most likely just buying more than one, because unless they're just replacing one, then there's another situation or another scenario. But these, they're great because companies or schools would be buying more than one. And on the low end, they sell for $2,500. So on each product, you're probably making around $500 to $700 profit. And multiply that by 2, 4, 8, 16. The profit gets pretty juicy. Product number 10 is going to be baseball ball feeders, which is super unique. These only have 90 searches a month. But the thing with this is, just because something has 90 searches a month, the manufacturer producing this, if there's nobody buying them, they would be discontinued pretty quickly. Otherwise, they would be wasting money and time and resources. So just because there's 90 searches and not dictate how if they're not going to sell in your store. Obviously, with stuff like this, you want to max out the brand demand for your campaigns, and then also for your high campaign, you want to spend and see if you can find all the related keywords related to baseball ball feeders, so that way you can increase this volume. So these, they're not relatively too expensive. They're range from $800 to $1,200. Again, not seasonal at all. And that's the 10 products. Now I'm going to give you 3 stores to help you get started if you want to build a sports store. So there's 2 different angles you can go about it. You could build a general sports store, which is completely okay. So that's considered a broad niche. Or you could do a specific sports store, maybe like, I don't know, pickleball is pretty popular nowadays. There is golf, there is baseball, basketball, volleyball, softball, all types of sports. So in this case, this is a basketball store. This is mainly selling hoops. So if we go to basketball systems, they have all the different. This might seem like it's just their own brand. So I think it was my mistake. It doesn't look like a dropshipping store. It just looks like their own brand. But here's one dropshipping store that you can use as an example. So Pro Sports Equipment, or equip.com. So they have baseball and softball, basketball, football, volleyball, track and field. So each one of these categories could be a whole another store, but they decided to just do a gigantic store. And I feel like they've been around for ages. 630, I'm assuming these are all verified reviews. Yeah, these definitely look legit. So they've probably been around for a long time, and they're still able to compete. Their site doesn't look like that great, so you could build a better site relatively simply. And the collection pages have no filters, so the site could use a lot of improvement. It's not that well built. You can just come in and compete with this store directly. I'm assuming the reason why they're still alive is they've been in the game longer, so their ads are pretty optimized, and they also have likely organic traffic going to your store. And the third store is going to be the indoor golf shop. So this is a golf simulator store, obviously. So this sells golf simulators, the types of golf simulators, very well built store, and you can kind of see what products that they're selling on their store. The one thing I don't really like about this store is how it's dark themed, and for me, I don't mind dark theme, but I'm assuming like for most customers, like these are going to be older people, they want to be able to at least see in white mode, just a way to toggle it, because this is kind of hard to read on home screens. Doesn't matter if you like dark mode or white mode. Black text and white is easier to read than white text and black, regardless. So that's something I don't like about this store, but they are a golf simulator store. You can kind of see what they're doing with their store. Shop by type, commercial and custom, very well built out. Nothing really much to say about that. Again, if you have any questions on these 10 high-tech dropshipping products, check out some of the resources linked in the description below. There's also a link to apply for coaching if you want to my help and my team's help to help you build a 10K a month profit high ticket e-commerce business, selling high ticket products where, if a $3,000 product that you sell, you can make upwards of $1,000 profit on each sale. So learn a little bit about high ticket dropshipping by checking out some of my videos on the channel. And if you want to apply for coaching, that is linked in the description below. If you have any questions, drop in the comment section below, and until next time.